All right, some other things that have to do with banking are transfers. You can make transfers from a savings account if you have a savings account to your checking or vice versa. You may have a savings account. Let's see if we do. I'm going to go to chart of accounts. Okay, we only have a checking account. I'm going to go ahead and create a savings account. Okay, so I've created a savings account so that we can practice a transfer. I'm going to go ahead and close the chart of accounts. Okay, so I'm going to click on the banking menu and I'm going to choose transfer funds. So we can do several different kinds of transfers. Notice you can transfer from your opening balance equity. I'm going to choose my checking account to transfer from. And then I'm going to choose my savings account to transfer to. And then you just put in the transfer amount. So just like in real life, if you transfer money from your checking account to your savings account, you would need to record that in your records, and that's what we're doing here. If you do online banking, then you would do it online. You could transfer the money from your checking account to your savings account or vice versa. In this case, we're going to put some money back, so I'm going to say we're going to transfer $1,500 and hit save and close. So let's go look at that in the accounts. Alright, so now notice I'm opening up my checking register and I have a $1,500 transfer. Notice it's called a transfer here. My checking balance has decreased by $1,500. I'm going to close that. I'm going to look at my savings account. Notice now I have a balance in my savings account of $1,500. Alright, so let's look at your bank statement reconciliation. At the end of the month, the bank will normally send you a bank statement. Your bank statement needs to match your records. But of course it's not going to match your records unless you make some adjustments. So that is the purpose of the bank statement reconciliation. In order to start a reconciliation, you're going to click the Reconcile button over here in the banking area. Alright, so once you start the reconciliation, you choose which account you're going to reconcile. We're going to reconcile the checking account at your main bank account. You will choose the date for the reconciliation, so that's going to be the end of the month. And you need to put in the balance that the bank shows on their statement, the ending balance for the statement. Okay, so we entered in the bank's ending balance on the statement. Also, the bank on the bank statement is going to show you if you had any service charge. So say we had a $22 service charge. Let's put in the correct date there. And you need to choose what account this goes into. If you have to pay charges from your bank, then that's going to be an expense account called bank service charges. If you earned any interest, that would also appear on your statement, and you could put the amount in there, and then you would choose a revenue account for your interest earned. So we're going to hit continue there, and we're going to hit mark all, and what that does is it puts a check mark in all of the checks that were paid out and all of the deposits that were made. Now if we're looking at our bank statement, we see that one of the checks has not cleared. The check that has not cleared is the AT&T check. So what that means is it doesn't show up on the bank statement. It hasn't been through our bank yet at the time that the statement was mailed out to us. But all these other checks are on there, and also the deposit and the transfer is showing up. So we have all those checked. So anything that is cleared through your bank needs to be checked. So now we look over here on the right at the bottom, and we notice that we have a difference of 0. That's the goal of a reconciliation. A while ago when I had the AT&T check checked, then we had a difference here of $251.95, and that is because that check has not yet cleared through the bank. So once you get it to 0, then you can click on Reconcile now. Alright, so then once you're reconciled, you can view a reconciliation summary report or a detail report. So we're going to go ahead and display our summary report. And then it just shows how many clear transactions there were, your checks and payments, that was a subtraction amount, your deposits and credits, which was an addition, and then your final ending balance in your checking account, which should be $4,885.51. Let's go take a look at that. I'm going to go to List, Chart of Accounts, go to the checking account. I notice the check marks here in the register. That means they've cleared through the bank. Okay. Notice there is not a check mark next to the AT&T one, so it has not cleared yet.